Hello and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of Theorycraft. My name is Anders, and this is the show where I get to try different weird strats that I've come up with, and you guys can criticize them and give your feedback. In general, we're going to be looking at cobblestone this time, and I think the next video is probably going to be on nuke, and then I don't know what after that. Could be cache, since it's been played so much recently and it's got so many options still, so we'll see about that. This map is one that I've criticized quite a bit in the past because I feel like too much of the initiative lies with the terrorist team and not so much with the CT side. And I wish I could do a video that sort of, changed that. But I'm just not smart enough, and I think it's really, really difficult. So a lot of this is going to be for the terrorist side and just only really one thing for the CT side. So I hope you guys will bear with me. Now, I hope it will be fun anyway, because what I want to show you is a strategy that's been a little bit more popular recently, where people try and create sort of a wall of smokes that instead of just dividing up a bomb site, they actually try and run through, and that's what we want to do and try and get the bomb down. So the first smoke we have is going to be here. Then we will create an extension of smokes that sort of go across this line here. And then we want the bomb ultimately to go down in this position. So I'll show you how that's going to work. Without the smoke, you're going to make this run, and it looks really easy now that there are no smokes up, right? But you're going to be running with the bomb, probably not with the bomb out, but it doesn't really matter. This way, it's very easy. Even if you're sort of closing your eyes, you can almost make this run happen. And then you put the bomb down. Now, with the smokes up, first one going to be thrown from this position. You see there's sort of a white dot on the ground there. I'm going to be aiming for that, and then I'll be aiming just above here and a little bit above the wall so that I don't sort of bump into the wall itself. Just try it out a couple of times so you don't mess it up. And that should give you a fair smoke that gives you cover for the first distance, right? You sort of make it in here. I suggest when you get to this spot, you probably just throw a flashbang, and then you run up behind it and put the bomb down. The next three smokes are sort of the extension here. The first one in this sequence is going to be thrown from all the way back here, which is not that bad. It means this guy can run into the middle and try and cause a bit of a distraction, and can just generally, make sure no one's sneaking up behind. So it's the jump smoke, or the jump throw script, that we're going to be throwing from back here, and I'm aiming at this white brick, and then I'm going down, and you can see there's like a whole layer of white bricks here, more or less. Hope you guys can see that. So just there, and then I go down to that. It doesn't have to be super precise. It'll hit anyway. So that's going to give us the first smoke, which will give us a way to exit, right? So we've got one here, one here. The next two are thrown from this position here, and one of them is going to be just above the black mark. I'm crouched into the corner here, and there's sort of just above. Don't want to hit this wall again, but I'm just crouched, and then I'm throwing in the smoke, and it'll bounce up right where we want it. And the one in the middle is fairly easy as well. You see that this shadow here sort of breaks, and right at the sort of the peak of it is where we want to go down, and then we're aiming for the middle of this wall, and again just a little bit above, just to make sure we don't hit it, but the middle of this wall roughly, and it should bounce up and land right there. So we've got one here and one sort of somewhere in this area, right? That creates a wall that people can't see through from this side. It doesn't matter if they're up here anyway, though you'll be running inside here. If they were right here, maybe they could sort of, hear you put the bomb down and be able to shoot you, but if you've never seen it before, it's obviously going to be very distracting. Now, that's just sort of the main point of it, right? Now, I'm just going to show you again so that hopefully you'll believe me. It isn't too hard to make this run work. So this is what we're looking at, right? So suppose I'm coming in here, just as the smokes have gone down, I'm throwing out a flashbang and just running into it. And all I'm doing as I'm doing this is I'm looking at my mini-map up in the corner. I wish I could point. But I'm just looking at the mini-map up in the corner to my radar to see what's happening. And I could very easily navigate, because it even shows you the edge of the bomb zone, right? So let's say you had a round. I wouldn't do this if I had AKs and AWPs and everything else, but if I had Tech 9 armor and smokes and flashbangs, maybe this would be worth it, right? 4 smokes is a really massive investment into a strategy, so you can't do it every round, and you've got to pull it out when you're in trouble, but maybe it would be worth it. So that's the idea for the first strat. The second one that I'm going to be showing you is another wall of smokes, but this time we're not running inside it. We just want to use it to catch someone off here at the A bomb site, and the smokes are going to be going down essentially all across this line here. So we'll be creating a wall here, and I'll show you what we do afterwards. The first smoke that we're going to throw down is actually, you need to be boosted up here, and then you go into this corner. It's very important, this one and not that one. So this first corner, we turn around, and we're just going to be aiming at this wall here. You see there's a little black mark again. Going back, and then a little bit out, not too far out, but we don't want to, well, yeah, so further out than that, sorry, don't want to hit the wall, but that's what I just did. So, just don't hit the wall. You'll get the hang of it, basically, and that's the first one going down, which blocks off right where the gate is. Second one is from this position, so just at the edge of the brick. Stand up and aim, you know, where that little white brick is, a little bit further than that, and we should get a smoke that lands somewhere by the tree. So now we've got that one, and the middle one, I think it's the easiest of all. Just aim at the black dot here on the wall and throw it, you know, just above there. So that should bounce down. It's pretty cool because it bounces like that. So you get one there, and the last one is meant to land the step somewhere here, right? So that's the wall that we've got going on. Just to put this one up manually again, so you guys get a feel for it. That's what it looks like, right? Impossible to see through on the one side, no gaps at all anywhere. On the other side of it, the plan is for you to boost with a friend. I don't have any friends, just bots apparently. So you've got a friend who stands in that corner, and you are looking over like this. Maybe even a little bit further up. It doesn't really matter. You could use this or that position. Like, just try it out and test it out and see what happens. I'll show you with the smoke that goes down. So again, not too hard to set up here, I reckon. Should be manageable, even if you're not a professional player. And as you're boosted on the other side here, you see the smoke going down, right? You can see quite a bit above that. I think you may actually not be all the way in the corner, which is definitely an issue. But you can see quite far into the bomb site what's going on, even to some extent down here. And if you wanted to, you could even sort of make a jump up on the wall. But the whole point is the people on the other side can't see you as you're boosting up, right? It's very hard to see that because... Let's see if I can do this. It's very hard to see anyone on the other side just because of the fact that you're crouched as you're jumping up there. So they won't see you until you stand up. You could sort of stay crouched on the other side of it, and you should be in a good position. I'll see if it's better if I use that position. It might be. So, you know, your friend is obviously not visible behind the smoke. You can sort of jump up here and up on your friend's head, assuming you know what you're doing. And as you're standing up here, again, you can really see quite a lot into the bomb site. If anyone's moving around or anything like that. You can even see people's faces if they're standing in that corner. That actually is sort of, you know, just top of head height. So you can spot people there. And you'll be very hard to see from the other side. I'll try and just make that point again. Just to show you what I mean. So if you're inside the bomb site on the CT side, and you obviously see the smoke coming in fairly early on. If you're standing in here somewhere and you think, well, smoke goes down, you can't see people in here. If you jump up here, you can. So if you're already up here, but again, this guy is not going to be visible until he stands up. So as long as he's crouched, you can't see anything, and then he just sort of, his head will just pop out of the smoke at a random time. So that's the idea. 3 smokes invested, and 2 people to make the boost happen. You could probably boost anywhere along this wall, right? You could do it here, but you could do it here or here if it becomes too predictable, and try and see if you can make that work. So that's the idea of it. Another thing for the terrorist side here is a potential wall bang you could do. If you aim at this decal, you see there's a little shadow, and if you aim, there's like 2 dots. If you sort of aim above, then sort of between those, you get a shot that's going to be right at the edge where people tend to stand with the AWP to shoot down the middle. So just test that out and get it perfect so you can hit people here. But that's an idea anyway. Another fun thing, which probably is an exploit of some kind, is if you stand people into this corner, and this really only works at 120 tick for some odd reason. I don't know why 64 tick is different in this respect. If you jump up on a teammate like this and you jump and then walk into the wall, you're going to be stuck in here, and I'll show you. It's because of the way that the clip the clip brushes work. You can see that there's sort of a corner here that you can't really see in the game, but you get stuck up here and you can sort of shoot on the other side, right? And you won't be 100% accurate, as you can tell. The sort of follow-up shots are definitely not accurate, but the first one is fairly accurate. As long as you don't, if you aim too far to the side, you're going to fall down. So just sort of try and aim straight ahead. You could also do this in a legitimate way, but it would require you to have more teammates that are crouched on the other side. So you can do this, and I think that's been pointed out before. I think a couple of people have tried to do this as well. Only at this wall, where you could do it as well. You could sort of triple boost behind this and see over it. Could do the same down here if you were feeling really bored, or if you were behind in the game and you felt like you needed to. You could do this, right, and maybe try and catch someone off guard. So that's a possibility. You could even get further up if one of the guys stand up. So that's just a basic idea, not that tricky, but something for the CT side anyway. Now, to cap off the video, obviously I'm going to try and show you the challenge of this video, something I want you guys to try and do and make work and test out for me. It's always meant to be crazy, and this one will be too. It's the idea of standing right up here and putting down a smoke as you think someone's coming into the bomb site, right? So preferably in a round where you don't have too much to lose, or you don't have a lot of equipment. Just try and smoke it off, and you hear the bomb going down, you come charging out of the smoke to kill someone. Now, why would people not react to that smoke? It's sort of weird. It looks out of position, right? The reason why maybe they wouldn't is because it's very hard to actually spot people, and it doesn't look like anyone's supposed to be standing in that smoke. I'll just show you. Get someone who's not floating in the air. Come on, bot. He spots, and I definitely need someone to help me with this. Anyway, standing on that ledge, you'll see, once the smoke goes down, it doesn't look like anyone's supposed to be there. You can't see the feet of someone in there. So if you're coming through this way, it doesn't look like anyone's, and even if you run for the smoke, you really won't see people, and chances are you won't be stopping at that point in time because you're worried about sort of what's happening on the other side, right? And it does the same if you're coming up from here. So that's the idea. If you run straight into people, you will spot them. If you're shooting for the smoke, then you're in trouble if you're inside the smoke. But yeah, like I said, it's just a crazy idea. So just try and do it. Send me a video, tweet at me if it didn't work and you lost the game and you want to blame me, then definitely do that. But that's the idea for this this episode. And I hope you guys had a good time. I hope you will subscribe to the channel and like the video and share it with your friends and all that good stuff. And I'll keep more coming. Next time probably will be on Nuke. So take care and have a good day.